Oh, now we're on. Hi, everybody. How are you doing?
Happy Monday. Take 2.
Yeah. It's Monday in Indiana and it's cold. I don't know what day it is.
It's pretty
where
fabulous today.
Yeah.
It's cloud. There's no clouds in the sky, actually.
And when I
It's
say
beautiful.
it's cold, it's just fall, and we like it.
Yeah, I like it.
Beats 90.
I like it a lot. And it's sunny.
Tomorrow it's supposed to be in the 70s.
Oh, yeah. We are preparing for our event in Lansing, and we want to give you a couple of sneak peeks of some of the things we're doing. We're not going to show you exactly what we're doing, but we're super excited about the things that we're doing.
We're so excited. We had a major brainstorm, creative brainstorm right before we got on here. So it was like we just put one thing down, and then Cheri said something, and then I said something, then Susan said something, and we just kept building it. Oh my gosh, you're going to love it!
So we have 5 projects now because we came up with another one.
Yeah.
Because you know that happens.
And we only have a few spots
Bunky.
in the 1:30 and a few spots in the 5:30.
Yep.
So if you think you've signed up and you haven't received any response from us, please send us a message, because we respond to you when you sign up.
Yes, and sometimes it gets confusing because we also get like payments from our customers and from eBay and from friends and family on our PayPal, so sometimes they can get lost. But we should have sent a response to everybody, like a confirmation that we got your payment. So if you haven't gotten a confirmation, then just send one of us an email, or just comment on here and say that you've sent payment and you haven't heard from us, because we want to make sure before we're all filled up that you have your spot that you paid for. Next time we're going to do a different invoicing system, because this was not. We live and learn.
Yeah.
Each time we get a little better, and this is going to be what we improve on next time.
Yep.
Yeah, it's been really interesting. So Miss Tanya here has a plethora of things that we're super excited about.
I've been busy this last week, and I am going to have some of these cute little earrings available. These are actually, I made some Christmas ones from the Holiday Mini, just because I think they're cute. And so this is the I put the little snowflake glitter pieces on it. Oops, sorry guys. I don't know if you can see it.
It's really cute.
And so it's a little bit 3-dimensional, and then I've just added a little bead charm to it to give it a little more movement and jingle for the season. So I'm going to have some earrings ready to go, along with the little, I have my bone folders. I'll have some of those there, and then I will also have some charms. I probably will have some that are fall and Christmas, just because I'll have some left over from the past couple months. But if you want to purchase those, you'll be able to get those, and I'll have those probably with me the whole time I'm there. Let me show you my wares.
And she does, I mean, you are able to take credit card and things like that. So if someone needed to, if you didn't have cash or check.
Yeah, and you can just, the easiest thing I think is probably PayPal me at TanyaD@thewonderbasement.com. That's the best way.
Okay.
We have, there was one gal, I didn't realize that she had purchased one of the bone folders, so you know, you might want to shoot me a message on Facebook just to let me know, like in on this page. Actually, just shoot us a message so one of us will see it, so that you know we get you taken care of. So anyway, that's, I've also got some of these little guys are some from the paper, is it Bird Ballad? Yes, I've got some of these. I think these are all. These are a little really different. Cute. They're really fun, and
it's a great way to show the paper in just a different way for our people that are out of the box.
Or people that do different crafting and they don't always think that Stampin' is their thing.
Or that they don't need a ton of cards.
Yeah, I mean, this is totally a non-card sort of event, so it's going to be fun. But we'll have those for you. Oh, they're going to... Oh, hello! Oh! I did it again! Sorry, guys! It's very touchy today, so sorry about that. Some of the things then also we have to... Oh, I'm just going to show you these because they're really cute. I made some nautical
they're super cute.
Look at this, guys. Ooh,
Yeah, they're adorable.
how fun is that? And then these little
Now you need to
guys.
hit the thing again.
Oh. There you go.
They're super cute.
But they're really fun.
All
And
red, white, and blue.
I can kind of customize these to what you guys want. I've pretty much got all the papers, so I'm just going to do them. I can't customize like what ribbon and what, you know.
That's too much.
Yeah, I just can't do that. But I will, you know, they'll all be current, and they'll be, you know, like if you say you want the nautical paper or you want the bird ballad, I can, you know, do something like that. So.
And she has this cute little tag kit out because
Oh.
we have plans for it.
It's exciting.
And we just put all of the things from the tag kit in this little copper tin because we love the copper tins. That's not necessarily.
It's something that we're actually gonna play with this at the Lansing event.
We'll give you lots of ways to use the tag kit that are not tags and that are not cards.
No.
But you might want to get this copper thing so that you can show your customers that all the tag kit fits inside and it's awesome.
And we have them, and we'll try to decorate them to bring you the
To Lansing
tin
to show you, to give you
ways
some
to
ideas.
decorate them.
Yeah, I stamped on mine and did a little fun embossing. It was cute.
Yeah, because there's fun ways that you can do it.
Mhm.
And then we also have this, which you've pre-ordered it. It's beautiful. And you know, it has Stampin' Up, and it has the lovely Christmas
Rose? Christmas time?
but it's just a rose. It really kind of reminds me of the Beauty and the Beast rose.
It's cute.
It is, yeah.
But
That's
when we
good.
were talking about it last week, I would really like people to see my Stampin' Up, and not very many people stare at my hand. It's just the way it goes.
Unless you're doing your YouTube
Yeah,
video.
even in my YouTube video, which I often wear bracelets, but they would tend to dangle down here. Like
Oh, yeah,
it's
it
not going
stays
to be
at the bottom.
Yeah, it's not going to be seen. So we're gonna give you a way and some ideas in Lansing to move it up here, so it becomes a necklace.
Yeah.
So we're looking forward to moving that.
Jewelry might be one of our second favorite things to do. So we really
We have
love
lots
jewelry.
of favorites, so we would have to at
So
some
much
point do
so
it.
that we can pretty much shop from our own stash between the three of
But
us.
if you have it up here, then people will see that it says Stampin'
Yeah.
Up.
Well, and some of you may have the gold Stampin' Up little heart if you've promoted to gold. And it would be cute added next to that little heart charm that Stampin' Up gave you.
I don't have mine on today. I wore it yesterday. But I've thought about taking the Stampin' Up because on it comes on the clasp.
It does.
Which is back here. And again, nobody sees it. I mean, it's special to you. But I thought about taking it off and putting it someplace where it can be seen.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Because I want people to see it.
I'm just working while you
And
guys are
Cheri
talking.
and I both had camps this week. She's got a couple. I showed you all of my cards last week.
Yes, this was one of their favorites. So we talked a lot last week about how to do camps. And since then, we've had some messages on Facebook and some DMs and some messages on my YouTube and some emails, lots of questions about ways that we do camps. So one of my girls that's new to doing camps was at camp, so we were discussing that, like camp ways, because what happens is we've been doing them for a super long time, like literally decades. So when people come to ours, like it's a new person coming into an event where everybody else, for the most part, has been coming for a long time.
Right.
So I'm able to easily take one or two new people to a camp that has a whole bunch of people that have been forever. Because if she's never even stamped, when she sits down, there's a table full of people that will
that can
help her.
Yeah.
So I can do 6 projects, and they can be, you know, various stages of difficulty and have some new techniques, and a new person would be okay. But when I have my girls that are new demonstrators and they're having all new people, I was talking to her and I'm like, don't do 6 projects.
Right.
Because you'll
Because
die.
that's too many, and don't do any techniques. Do basic, simple, but beautiful stamping, because there's lots of projects that are super easy, super quick, because you want your people that are coming to have a great time and to be successful and to leave feeling like, look what I did, not, oh, look what I messed up, or I didn't get finished, or that was stressful. Because even sometimes as demonstrators, when we go to an event where we stamp,
It can be overwhelming.
and we do a lot.
be.
Yeah, it can be overwhelming, but we understand we're going to one because we're trying to get a lot of projects in.
Right.
So we go expecting it might be overwhelming.
And a lot of people stamp really differently.
Yeah.
And they're from, if you
I'm a
stamp
slow
from different
stamper.
regions or wherever, they use different techniques, people fussy cut. I'm like, why would you do that if you could punch it or it's a die?
So this was one of the cards that we did, and it was one that I recommended. So if you're doing some new events and you have new people, this was one. And Susan had one last week, and it was with the Memories and More.
I did too.
So with this one, I didn't let them have any selection. I had enough, and I'm like, you do it exactly as I did it. Sometimes with the Memories and More, if you have too many people, you can't, but I had enough packages that they were able to do it. So it includes some of the stickers, rounded the corners, a little bit of ribbon, one of the copper stars, and then some of they're stickers, but they're cardstock stickers. And then they stamped it on the inside. And this one also happens to have the little star, so it matches. But this, a new person could easily do.
Oh, yeah.
And feel like, oh, I just made something beautiful. And then they're done. We did the snow. I have a snowman punch card that's out of glitter, and you just add the little stickers from the embellishment kit. Super easy. It had the Stamparatus for the background, so it was the buffalo check. If you mess it up, you just re-ink it and stamp it again. So if you're new to doing camps, don't try to do what we do. And the other good thing is, a lot of people ask how much we charge. I don't even know how much Susan charges. So I'm like, I don't know how much she charges. I charge $20 because you don't want to start too low, because every time you raise it, then it's difficult. So start higher. Start where you want to be. But just if you just do 4 projects, then you can start a little lower and later add more projects, and then you can raise your price and justify it as your people are getting more as they want more, and they're able to do more. But if you do 4, then you can do $15, and you're still kind of where I am, and you can do free with a $50 purchase at 4 projects.
Yeah, you kind of have to determine the price based on, what your expenses are and where you want to.
And don't do it, because I had a couple of people say other people in my area charge less. Well, make yours better. Just make your camp
increase
better.
The value.
Yeah, so because we have talked about like the wine and dine events or the paint a canvas events. Those things in our area are like $60, $70. We're going to a thing next week where you decorate a pumpkin at a nursery, and it's $30 for 1 hour.
1 hour.
1 hour costs $30. So that's, people pay that range in our area.
Yeah, you kind of have to know your area too.
So
but that's,
don't undervalue
we're in the Midwest,
yourself.
so I would think everywhere else would probably be a little more than that.
We're in we are in a big city in the Midwest, so maybe if you live out,
might not be quite as
and
much.
And when you're first getting started, you have to remember you're probably going to give them a catalog, a holiday catalog. They're going to want to be added to your mailing list. Those are all initial expenses. If they come to camp, you can give them the catalogs instead of mailing them, but those are all initial expenses. So for your $15, they're getting a catalog. They're getting, if you do a door prize.
And I would say that we all strive. I haven't done camps for a while. I've been under construction for a couple years, but we all strive to make it an experience for our customers.
What we would want to do,
right? Yeah. And we want to be in a pleasant atmosphere. We want to have a friendly environment, maybe some music. If we're doing Christmas, sometimes we'll play Christmas music, even if it's in July. I mean, there's little things that you can do that don't cost you a lot, but actually add a lot of value to your customer experience. And actually, I think that there's been some research done with millennials that they are looking for experiences versus they'll pay more for an experience than they will necessarily for, something to take home with them. So, you need to think outside the box in those areas.
And we've also talked about too, when you're first getting started, some people like to stamp with a purpose. And we know that if you get Stampin' ink in their hands, this may be something they really like. But initially they go, I'm not going to stamp. That's not my thing. So sometimes you stamp with a purpose. You say, hey, we're going to come stamp some cards for Ronald McDonald House, or we're going to a nursing home or some kind of charity.
The veterans.
Yeah, the veterans, the
active military.
Right. I do stuff for the honor flight, but if you have them come stamp some of those cards along with camp, you can add, so you may only have them do 4 projects, but you have a couple things over here. Then they'll feel like it was stamping with a purpose.
Right.
It wasn't just going out,
You're giving something back.
Right.
You're
And
learning
then-
something, and you're also doing something for someone else.
And some people really need that too. And if you add that to your camp, that may get people to come. Well, I don't know that I want to come stamp cards. Well, hey, we're going to do a couple of cards that we're going to donate. If you don't want to do the camp cards, you don't have to, but come stamp a couple of cards that we can donate. And, you know, the Stampin' Up! Products sell themselves. We know that. So does anybody have any questions? We've been working on some different...
Exactly. That's exactly what we're talking
yeah.
about. Is it creating an experience? I mean, like a gal said that $65 is, she went to paint, and it was just a fun time.
Yeah, I try to make mine in mind that I don't want them to feel rushed. I always have extra paper, because if they mess up, I want them to feel like,
It's just
because
a
I
piece
give
of
them the
paper.
paper and I'm like, here's another piece of paper. You don't want them to feel like they're in trouble
No.
or like that they're going to have to use this smudged piece of paper, because
We want happy stampers.
Yeah, 'cause
we want
you-
people to go through
they're
they
paying for the
succeeded.
experience, for the night away from home, for the girls' night out. So coffee, tea, a few snacks, some chocolate, nice chocolate, not stuff that they would send in their kids' lunchbox. So yeah, so then if you're doing that and somebody else is charging $5 and 4 cards and they're getting rushed through, then eventually people will choose which kind of experience. And it's up to the customer to choose. Is it worth it to pay? Mine's $20 and free with a $65 purchase. So they can choose that, or they can go to somebody. I don't know I never look to see what other people charge. I have better things to do with my time than to see that's why I don't even know what Susan charges when they ask me what she charged. Because we're all just different.
Yeah.
You just charge what you charge.
And we've talked too a lot about we do different things, and we encourage people to visit different things. And it used to be when you had an event, you had to take an order right then. Now that there's online ordering, I tell people, like, you don't have to order right now. Go home and look at the catalog. Order whenever you want, because you don't have to take the order, and then I don't have to deliver it if they ordered online. So
Yeah,
it's
and
really well.
that leads also to good follow-up, because you know you want to just touch base with them. If they said they wanted to order X, Y, and Z and you haven't heard from them in a week, make sure that you give them a call or a text and just say, hey, I'm getting ready to place this order, and I don't want you not to get what you wanted. So is there something that you wanted? And if they change their mind, no big deal. But more times than not, they're like, oh yes, I just haven't had a chance to do whatever, and they'll say, I'll look at my catalog as soon as I get home tonight. And then you can still just follow up. And people, follow up is it's not a pressure to purchase, it's I care about you, and I want to
I didn't want you to miss out.
Yeah, I want to make sure that you're included and that you get what you needed or wanted, and that will go a long way in your business, all the way around.
Because if you're charging $5 for 4 cards, or even $10 in this day and age for 4 cards, it gives the perception that your cards aren't any more value than what they could go to the dollar store and buy.
Right. You
So,
have to add some value to what
yeah.
you're doing.
So, and a lot of the other questions were how you get people to come. Well, for one, you can't be a new demonstrator and just pop something up on Facebook and then expect people to come.
Yeah.
Because even those of us that try and do a lot of stuff on Facebook, it takes a long time, and it takes a lot of people. You have to have 100 people to get 4 people to show up. So if you have nobody and you put it up there, you're not going to get anybody, unless maybe it's your best friend. So you can't just put it up there. In the beginning, it's much more face-to-face and friends, and bring a friend. And sometimes your friend might not be the one that comes back, but the friend they brought might be. So at the beginning, it may be 3 cards and it's free.
And that's we've all done that.
Yeah, because it's that cost of advertising instead of advertising. And then at celebration, it may be, in January, February, March. If you bring a friend, then you can come for free. And your friend will get, an extra project or something. So you have to be creative about getting actual people in your area, because just putting it up on Facebook and crossing your fingers and hoping for the best isn't going to work.
And frankly, we've all done it.
Yeah. And every area is
doesn't work.
different.
And you still do it, and you still hope for the best, but it doesn't work.
I think before Facebook, I would, I think I called people. I don't even remember how I got it.
I
had
actually
a
mailed
class.
stuff
Yeah,
with
I mailed
postage
newsletters.
stamps.
And but then it was more difficult for people to RSVP,
Yeah.
and most of the time they didn't. And then, you know, I would always plan for 10, hoping that I would get, you know, maybe 6.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of how, you know, you just kind of, because there would be people that I know always came, but they would never necessarily RSVP. So,
Yeah.
you know.
If you have any questions for us, don't hesitate to message
us.
us sometime this week, and we can cover some next week. We're going to meet again next week, and the week after that, who knows? We're going to start to get busy in November. We've got a Lansing event coming up.
Pretty exciting.
Yeah.
So I was going to show you, if you watched last week, Susan did a project, and I
That's
forgot my
beautiful.
ribbon.
Oh.
So I meant to take pictures of her projects before she left, and it was crazy. She had maybe doggy daycare. What did you have last week you left? And she left, and I was like, oh, darn it.
Probably.
I did not take any pictures of her projects. So my option was to rely on my brain or to go back and rewatch our own video, and I hate to watch me talking.
I like to watch you talking. I'm going to pull that back out so I can see you.
So I just went with my own brain. So
That was it.
it was like, I think it's like 3 of her projects combined into one card, because I knew I liked her blue pumpkin. I knew I liked the fold, which we had cut the card because she used the new paper trimmer, which is fabulous.
Mhm.
So I could remember how to, so I did this, and then I thought, well, I can easily figure out how to cut these panels. But I cut like 8 of them, and they were all wrong. So finally I texted her, and I'm like, I wasted a lot of this paper.
Oh, that's funny.
I'm like, what size was it? So I was a 1/4 inch off. And so then but I had never actually laid them on here. And so then when I went to lay them on here, like for real, like before, when the card wasn't just laying like this, they were all backwards. So here's a fun tip for you. If you're going to do the card, when you have the paper like this and you want this to be, you have to flip it over and cut it
On the back side.
on the back side. Otherwise, your triangles go the wrong way. So once I finally mastered the measurements, which math is not my friend, I even screwed up one more piece. So there's
Everybody
a whole
at
lot
camp
of
loved
wrong.
it. Yeah.
But yeah, they did love
Yeah,
this.
they
Love
did.
this card.
Yeah, they all succeeded. It was a great
Yeah,
project at my
yeah, and
camp.
they really liked that it was such a fun, unique fold, and that it was an easy, successful
Okay, so
fold.
I have a question. What did you do on this? What's this tag? I don't know if you guys can see it,
It's the peacock foil.
but did you put something else
It's
on
got the
it?
spritz. The whole card's spritzed.
With
Copper, the copper
inker?
reed, the copper
Reinker.
metallic reed.
Reinker
The
and alcohol.
Delicata?
Delicata.
I don't remember what it's called.
Delicata.
Do a little close up and I'll show them.
Okay, yeah.
So the funny thing is they all loved spritzing, and it looks really pretty on the peacock. So we
It almost looks like enamel, is why I
we
was
spritzed
so...
everywhere, and they even spritzed their back.
Yeah.
Because you know
That's
there
funny.
was so much place that could be spritzed.
My people were spritzing too.
The other tip is glue this,
Wait.
glue this piece here, and not these pieces here, because if you glue these pieces here, there's a chance they'll get adhesive, and then when you go to put it here, you're going to
Just
stick
stick it
your whole
together.
card together. Other tip.
Yeah, it was
So,
great.
This one's filmed and ready to be on YouTube. It's just not up yet. So
So if you
That's
guys have any
really cool.
questions for us, please let us know. We've got busy weeks this week, and
and registration for Lansing closes tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
So-
Make sure you tag your
Just
friends.
a couple of
and
spots left in both the 1:30 and the 5:30
It's going to be
session.
so much fun,
Yep,
guys.
5 projects now because we've added one because
we could.
our brains exploded and we just
Whoop,
had
popped out a project.
Hi Heather. Heather's on.
Oh, hi, Heather.
Marion's on. Mary's on. Debbie's on.
Hi, guys.
So, and
Glad
if
you
you-
came.
If you can share it, that would be great too. So,
Okay. Well, have a good one. Have a great week, and we'll see you next week.
Yep. Bye.
Bye.
I really do like your card.
Thank you.
I know. You never know when